This is a story of how a Nasheed concert changed my life. Basically, a few months ago, back in February, I was on Instagram, and Saeed, the Nasheed artist, was promoting his new concert. It was his first ever tour in Canada and North America. So I decided to go to that concert. It was something I didn't expect. I was pleasantly surprised when I got there. When I got there, it was there were children reading the Quran when I got there, and the setting was so it was a small venue, and maybe 150 people could fit in the venue. But honestly, it was such a good experience. And when I got there, our seats in front of us, there was a sheikh, like an imam of the masjid, of the local masjid in that area. It was in a smaller town. But when I got there, it was something that I didn't expect. When I got there were children praying, reading the Quran. There was the imam of the masjid. All the ladies were wearing hijab, which is like, if you're from a Muslim country, that's like the norm. But when I got there, it was so nice to see such a nice Islamic environment outside of the masjid, which is something I'm not really used to seeing. So when I got there, it was such a nice experience just by walking in. Then the concert had four performers. There was Amin Davis, which I personally never heard of him, but he was a Hollywood actor who became Muslim and started making nasheeds. And his voice is really nice. It's very like soothing to listen to. He has a really good voice. Allah Mubarak. Like, his voice is nice, right? And then he opened the night. So he sang his nasheed called Take Me Away. And after him, there were Mike Rook. I think he's changed his name to Acapella Mike at the time when I went to the concert, and he performed, and I listened to him a lot. I really like his nasheed. I really like his nasheed called Bismillah. Bismillahi is a dua for protection. That's how I memorized that dua. I really like his. He has many other nasheeds, but that one's a good one that I really like of his. And I when I got there, so it was Amin Davis who opened the night. Then it was Mike Rook who went after him. And then it was Saeed. Saeed was kind of the person I went to see. And I really wanted him to perform Allahumma, which is his most played nasheed on Spotify. I believe it has like more than 3 million streams. So that's a really good thing for him, because it is a dua to play that. He sang that nasheed. He sang Giving It Up with Mike Rook. It's a nasheed they have together. And then after that, there was Ilyas Mao. I've heard of Ilyas Mao before, but I never really listened to him. I was just like, I don't know who Ilyas Mao is, but I've heard of him, right? And then when he sang his nasheeds, I really liked his nasheeds. He has one called Rabbana, so that one's really good. And then they have Habibullah with Saeed and him, so that one's really good too. They actually premiered, that was the first time they sang that nasheed. It was at that concert before it came out on streaming platforms and stuff. So I was listening to that, and I really liked that nasheed. Nasheed's it's soothing to listen to, in my opinion. It's better than music, in my opinion, because if you're Muslim, then you want to be you don't want to be gaining sins when you're listening to something especially if that has swearing and all sorts of like inappropriate language. So Nasheed's kind of is like promotes Islam, and so it's better for you, I think. If you haven't been to a Nasheed concert, I really suggest you go to one. It's really like changed my life because I really wanted to, like before, I've always wanted to do YouTube and like something online, but I never really knew what. And then I was really into Nasheeds. I'll get into the story of it another day, in like another time, where or another video of why I quit music. But like Nasheeds, they're honestly like before I got to the Nasheed concert, I didn't know like what type of content to make. And then after the Nasheed concert, I was just like how come more people aren't talking about Nasheeds? Like I feel there are so many Muslims in like the music industry, and then like other Muslims listen to them, but like Nasheeds are like better for you, I think. And like listening to music is haram in itself, so why promote haram, you know? So I really wanted to just like get out here and like make a long form video. I haven't done that before. I made one a while back, but I took it down. This is kind of gonna be my first long form video, and it was just saying that like Nasheed's kind of changed my life. Like this is how before I went to that concert, I didn't know what I wanted to do, like what type of content I wanted to make, but now I do, because I was so impacted by that night at the Nasheed concert. So yeah, like if you haven't been to a Nasheed concert, I really suggest that you go. It's a great experience.